In today's exciting video, I'm going to be using a 3-watt IR laser module to engrave black-coated aluminum cards, stainless steel, bare aluminum, and some rocks using the E1 laser machine from Sculpfun. Hi everyone, welcome to the Laser Channel where we learn, create, and share. My name is Greg and thanks for joining me in this video, and let's get started by getting this 3-watt IR module installed in the Sculpfun E1. I already have the 21-watt blue laser diode removed, so this will take just a quick second. Before I get things kicked off here, underneath this E1 logo is going to be the camera system for the machine, and most likely you calibrated your machine with the blue laser diode module. We take a look at where the laser comes out of the module. It's on this side, and this is super important. When we take a look at the IR module, it comes out on the opposite side. So that means if I'm going to rely solely on the camera for positioning my graphics, there's going to be this offset between the two laser modules. I can certainly recalibrate the camera system with the 3-watt IR module, or in my case, I'm just going to use the red guidance laser that we're going to check out on this module in just a few minutes. And just like the blue laser diode module, there's these nice V guides on the side here to hold the module securely in place. Get that installed, tighten that up, and then I've just got this nice little molded connector. It snaps right into place, and then I'll use one of the Allen wrenches that comes with the machine and simply tighten down these two screws. And I've got the back screw tightened down. I really do like this molded connector. It takes a lot of strain relief off the cable so the wires don't fray and break. And if you are wondering, can this little screw fall down the vent hole inside of the laser module? And the answer is no. These vent slots are narrower, or they're smaller than the head of the screw, so there's no way that that screw can fall or tumble inside of there, getting lost inside of the laser module. That was easy, and now we can jump into the computer and start our first project on these black-coated aluminum cards. A couple of key points before we dive into the computer. I want to be fully transparent with you and let you know that I am not here to sell you a laser module. I'm simply here to share my experience with all of you, and hopefully you find that entertaining. And if by chance you are looking at this machine with any of the accessories, I will have links down in the video description for you. Those are affiliate links that cost nothing to you, but I get back a small commission. It is one of the ways that I help sustain the Laser Channel to produce more videos like this for all of you. Now with that covered, let's jump into the computer and check out our first graphic, and most of all, the settings that I'll be using on the black aluminum cards. Halloween is right around the corner, so I found this nice outdoor witch. She looks pretty friendly, and I think this is going to look great on the black coated aluminum card. I did mention I've got the camera calibrated, so let's update that camera view. I'm going to zoom in a little bit, and I can kind of see that I've got the card in the middle there. I should probably brighten that up a little bit. Now, as I mentioned earlier, the camera is not calibrated to the IR module. The laser comes out of that module in a different spot than it does on the blue laser diode. But what I can use the camera view for is sizing my graphic image up to the material. I've got a graphic image here, and I actually want to go over to Laser Tools or just Tools, and I just want to trace that image out. This is kind of my standard method of doing things. I find that I just get a lot better results. I'll get this properly positioned up to the card. The line interval is going to be 0.1 millimeters, which is going to be lines per inch 254. I already know that this is not going to turn out all that well, and that's because the spot size of an IR laser is incredibly small. So we're probably going to see every other line, there's going to be unengraved material on that card, but this isn't going to take too long, and I want to show you what that looks like. When I do the next one, I'm going to bump the lines per inch way up so we get a much cleaner, more crisp engraving. And if you're wondering where I got all these settings from, well, for that I went over to Sculpfun and I clicked on their machine parameters list, and that brings up this spreadsheet. They've got everything for the S70 Max, the iCube Ultra, so on and so forth until we get to the E1 laser machine. And here I've got the 3-watt IR module and black anodized aluminum. Here's the speed, power, and the line interval. From here, I'm all set, and I can tune in some background music if it isn't already playing, and we can watch our first laser engraving using the 3-watt IR module. About 10 minutes later, and our first project is all complete. Let's check this out. Yep, I can see some of the scan lines in there. I'll have you take a look. Quick little wipe down here. We take a really close-up look at this. If I stop moving it around, we're going to see it. It does look pretty good, but we do see some of the scan lines, and that's what I was talking about. The line interval of 0.1 is just too wide of a line interval. We're going to rerun the same project, and we're going to bump that up just a little bit more. Just over 18 minutes later, the second card is ready, and this does have better detail to it, and here's the settings that I used. The next project is going to be a plain aluminum card. On to the next project. Here is the graphic. Looks like Tinkerbell's sprinkling some stars. That's going to look great on this plain aluminum card. And let's go over to the camera and update the overlay. And now with that shiny aluminum, it definitely shows up very nicely in there. So I can use that camera view to resize my graphic. Make sure it fits in there just right. And let's check out the settings. Once again, I am referencing the Sculpfun parameter sheet for silver aluminum. Speed of 1000 millimeters per minute. That is going to be 16.6 millimeters per second, 100% power. The line interval, we're of course going to bump that up, and we'll check that out within Lightburn software right here. We're going to be 450 lines per inch, which equates to a line interval of 0.0564. Everything's all set, and it's really just that easy to run projects with the 3-watt IR module. Just like you would with the laser diode, you place the material, set the focus, pick a graphic, pick some settings, and hit the start button. "22 minutes later, and the project is all complete. Let's check it out. Marking bare aluminum with a 3-watt IR laser module on the Sculpfun E1. And best of all, it didn't heat warp this thin aluminum card. Coming up next, a stainless steel card. This is super thin, coming in at 0.1 millimeters. Pretty amazing to mark that aluminum card with a desktop laser machine. I've got the stainless steel blank loaded in, focus has been set, and once again I've got my magnets holding that work material securely in place. Inside Lightburn, I picked out another graphic, and that is going to be this nice 4x4 truck. And just like before, I'll go over to the camera view and update the overlay. And I can grab my graphic and reposition it and resize it as needed so it fits correctly on the work material. Something like that looks good. And let's check out the settings for stainless steel. For that, once again, I reference the Sculpfun machine parameter. Stainless steel, 1000 millimeters per minute, 16.6 millimeters per second, 100% power. The line interval at 0.1, we know that is far too large, so I've got it reset to what I've got in Lightburn. Let's check that out. 0.0564 millimeters per interval, and lines per inch at 450. That all looks good, and let's get this next project on the way. Been nearly an hour and our stainless steel engraving is all complete. Ooh, that looks pretty nice. I'm gonna give it a quick wipe down with some denatured alcohol. And this looks fantastic. The detail is absolutely incredible on this. The other thing that's really cool on here is that it really didn't heat warp this too much. This is super thin, coming in at 0.1 millimeters. And if you're familiar with marking stainless steel with a laser diode module, you know that it puts a lot of heat in the metal and it's very easy to heat warp it. This laser module would have never been able to black mark the stainless steel and not warp it. The projects so far have been on various types of metal. To wrap things up, the last project is going to be on this beach stone that I found. I'll get this set up in the machine and we'll meet back up in Lightburn to check out the graphic and the settings. Our final graphic is going to be this nice semicircle with kind of the head of an arrow. I think it's very fitting for that stone. And once again, we're going to go over to the camera and update the overlay. Once again, I'm doing this just to get the sizing of my graphic. We're also going to see that I've got two red magnets and they're actually underneath that stone. That is to help level it out so that the laser module stays in focus. For the settings, once again, I reference the spreadsheet. I keep going back to this. I know that you've most likely already have seen it, but I do know that some people like to jump around in the videos and check out different settings for their own projects. So I like to cover it for each of the projects within this video. I followed all the reference settings with the exception of the lines per inch is set at 300, which equates to a line interval of 0.0847 millimeters. The machine is set up, I've got my graphic and my settings. Let's hit the start button and start our last project. Seven minutes later and the rock is engraved. And this shows up really nice, and if you're going, hey, that's not the rock we saw before, you're correct, and that's because I got partway through and I could tell through the nice green cover that this really wasn't showing up all that well. That's kind of the thing that you get when you pick up random beach rocks. Some of them don't work and others turn out absolutely perfect. Thanks for joining me in this video. I had a blast sharing with all of you what a 3-watt IR laser can do. If you enjoyed this video, show it some love by giving a like or subscribing to the channel. Not only is it a great way to help this channel grow, but it's an awesome way to connect video content like this with other great viewers just like you. And if you'd like to more directly support the Laser Channel, consider becoming a channel member. All proceeds from becoming a channel member go right back into the Laser Channel so I can continue to buy materials like this for videos just like this. And until we meet again in the next video, I'm Greg from the Laser Channel, where we learn, create, and share.